Hello, it's Professor Rome again. Glad to see you. Welcome back. In this film, I'm going to talk to you about some of the course goals and some of the course structure as a way of preparing you for successful engagement in American politics and a successful completion for this course. The course has four main goals. The first one is to proceed with academic integrity. This is vitally important for your success at Georgetown and in your future career. It's also important not just for your success, but for the well-being of our community. We need to care for each other, we need to respect for each other, engage in thoughtful and reflective dialogue, and of course, proceed honestly in all the work that we do. So you need to make sure that you understand the academic integrity standards at Georgetown. They're outlined in the syllabus, and you're also referred to some other material in ways to avoid plagiarism, for example. The second three goals relate to the material that we'll be grappling with in the course. We want to make you a more informed citizen with a deep factual knowledge of American politics. We want to develop our skills in understanding and interpreting American politics. So as we're building our factual basis, we're beginning to apply those facts and those concepts to interpreting current events and being able to talk about perhaps future possibilities in American politics. And the third component of that is to develop your ability to do research in American politics. So the factual basis, your interpretive basis, and then being able to do some of your own original research, asking interesting and important questions about American politics, trying to find answers to those questions, and then presenting your answers to the world. So different levels of difficulty: mastering content, developing interpretive skills, and then finally our own individual research projects. Those align with the way the course is designed in terms of what you do and when you do it. We have 8 modules for the course. Each module takes 1 week. It begins on Mondays each week and concludes on Sundays of that week. So you can do all the activities anytime within a 1-week period, but you have to finish those activities, with a few exceptions, by Sunday at midnight each week. Each week you'll be developing your knowledge through what we call the knowledge component of the course. The knowledge component requires you to read various texts about American politics, study them so you master the concepts, and then take multiple choice quizzes on each of these chapters. Again, you can schedule these anytime that you want during the week, just so long as you complete all the week's quizzes
by 6 p.m. Sunday
These are
evening.
multiple choice quizzes. You can do them at your convenience. Pretty straightforward. I'm sure you're already good at that. It will require close attention to the texts, but that will develop your knowledge of the facts and concepts that are most important for understanding the American political system. The second set of activities you'll be doing each week are called the engagement activities. You have a long list of options each week. You don't have to do all of them. You can pick and choose which ones you want to do. Each of them will engage you in American politics in various ways: through watching videos, reading outside material, participating in political events, and so forth, in which case you'll do some set of activities and either answer questions about them or post your own reflections on the Canvas website as detailed in the instructions for those engagement activities. The more engagement activities you do, the more points you earn. The more points you earn, your higher your score will be for the course. You have to do any week's engagement activities during that week again. You can't wait till the end of the semester to do those. It's a week-by-week progression. And again, since you have control, you can decide which ones look most interesting, which ones you're most inclined to do. The more you do, the more points you earn. The third component of your semester's work, and yes, I have changed my clothes for this part of the film, because this course is a little bit different than the one that was made for the original film that you've been watching. The third set of tasks you'll do for the course is you'll be working on a research paper, independent research paper, in which you'll ask and try to answer interesting and important questions about American politics. We give you week-by-week guidance using a book on how to write a political science research paper. Each week, various steps on, for example, how to come up with a research question and tinker around with different research questions till you get one that is both interesting and answerable. How to conduct research to answer this question. So you'll be doing an annotated bibliography as well as literature review, in which you're trying to find what other scholars have written about this question. If a question is interesting and important, chances are some other political scientist has looked at similar questions, related questions, maybe a different time period, maybe slightly different, but there'll be research out there on the broader set of questions that you're posing. You'll be then trying to understand what we know and what we don't know by conducting your literature review. You'll have a hypothesis about what you think is the answer to your question. We'll give you, of course, more guidance on that. And then you'll present the evidence that you have that answers your questions and tries to determine whether your hypothesis is true or not. Again, week by week progression on that. You'll be assigned to research teams. So even though these are individual projects, you'll be sharing your proposals and your progress reports each week with members of your team so that you can also give guidance to each other at the same time that I'm giving guidance to you. At the end of the semester, then, you'll be submitting a research paper that will ask those questions, tell us what you did to answer them, and provide the answers that you came up with. Very much looking forward to this. I know it's going to be, for many of you, your first foray into writing an academic research paper. So we'll see how much progress we can make over the short period of time we have this summer. So that's the broad overview of the course. In terms of sort of the content, we want to develop our knowledge, our interpretive skills, and our research skills looking at political institutions. That's the first several weeks of the course. Political institutions such as the American Constitution, the Congress, the courts, the executive branch, the bureaucracy. In the second part of the course, we'll be focusing on what we consider to be political behavior. That's how people act. Now, of course, they act within institutions. Members of Congress act in a certain way. Members of the judiciary will act in a different way. But when we look at political behavior, we'll look at such matters as political parties, interest groups, the news media, voter participation, socialization, and so forth. Now, I got to say, I love teaching this course. I wish you were, in some ways, with me on the Georgetown campus in the fall semester, where we could meet a couple times a week in person. But we're going to do this remotely. We're never going to come together at one time as a class, but I hope that we come together frequently through our online interactions so that we can learn from each other, so that we can develop our own skills while helping our classmates develop their skills, so that by the end of this 8-week course, you'll have a much richer understanding of American politics, a much more nuanced ability to interpret it, and that you will have developed some research skills so you can, in the future, continue to do your own research to ask questions and find answers. So let's dig in. Module 1's coming up. I look forward to talking with you. Let me know when you have some questions, and let's get together. Thanks.